I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll learn few basic concepts about probability. We'll discuss about outcomes and events. Let event A be rolling sum of two dice greater than 7. List the outcomes that make up event A, define the sample space, and write the number of elements in the sample space. So in this particular experiment, which we have designed to find probability, the event has been defined. So we are writing the event with a capital letter A. Normally, all the events are written by capital letters. So in this case, event A has been defined as rolling sum of two dice greater than 7. So we can write sum of numbers. We are rolling two dice greater than 7, right? So that is the probability or the event which we are looking into, right? So the event A is sum of two dice greater than 7. Now in this, what are the outcomes? So when we roll two dice, we can get numbers from 1 to 6. So what we can do here is we can list all the possible combinations of sum. That is, we are rolling two dice and we'll add the numbers. The numbers could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, correct? That is for one die. For the other dice, it could be also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. When we add these numbers, what do we get? 1 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 3 is, we can write down these numbers, add 1 to the number above, correct? Now you can add 2, so 2 plus 1 is 3, then we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3 plus 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 5 plus 1 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and with 6 we get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So when we add the two numbers on the face of the die, we get sum as listed here in this table, right? Now let's look into the question once again. It says list the outcomes that make up event A. So what is our event? Event is that sum of the numbers is greater than 7. So what we can do is we can circle all the numbers where the sum is greater than 7, correct? So as we can see here, these are the numbers where the sum is greater than 7, correct? So these are the numbers where the sum is greater than 7. It says list the outcomes that make up event A. What is the outcome? So what we do here is we can think that these two dice are kind of similar. We could call them with different colors, but let's say this is one dice and we have another one which could be smaller, for example, like this. And we are actually rolling these two dice as a part of our experiment. So we get 1 and 4. So we can say that this row belongs to the big one, okay, and this is numbers on the small one, okay. So now that way we can identify them. Now when we say that list all outcomes, what do you think are the outcomes which will make up the event A? Event A is, as circled here, sum is greater than 7. Well, a good way of writing them is we can write like we write coordinate points, right? So we can write this number as 2, 6, right? So we can write this as 2, 6, where the first number represents the number on the small dice and the second one on the big dice. The second combination could be 3 and 5, right? So 3 on the first and 5 on the second. And then we have 3 and 6, which gives us 9. Do you see that? 3 and 6, that gives us 9. And these numbers are 4 and 4. And then we have 4 and 5, 4 and 6, right? And next column 5 and 3, 5 and 4, 5 and 5, and then we have 5 and 6, correct? And then starting with 6, we have 6 and 2, 6 and 3, 6 and 4, 6 and 5, and 6 and 6. So all the set of these numbers are the outcomes that make up our event A. Do you see that? So when the question is list the outcomes that make up the event A, we don't have to count the number of numbers, right? We have to list them as listed here. That's kind of very important to understand, okay? So that is the answer for part A. Let's write this as A. Now part B is define the sample space. Now, how do we define this sample space? So sample space in our case is all these combinations of numbers, right? Normally, it is designated by capital S. Let me write capital S first. Sample space will be 1, 1, 1, 2, kind of like this, right? Till let's say 6, 5, 6, 6. So all 36 of them. So that is the sample space which we have. So all the events outcomes will be out of this sample space. Do you get it? So you have to list all 36 of them, correct? Now, that is part B for us, okay? This is part B for us. And part C is write the number of elements in the sample space. Number of elements in the sample space is, just count them. How many are there? Normally, we'll designate this as N, capital S. S is for sample space, and the numbers are 36. 6 times 6. So we'll write 36 as the answer. So I hope this question gives you a clear idea of what each term is. So when we are saying outcomes, in that case, all possible outcomes will make up the sample space. And number of elements in the sample space is, just count the number, 6 times 6 in our case. And when we say list the outcomes that make up an event, means favorable to the event, right? So in our case, the sum we are looking for is greater than 7. All those combinations which make sum greater than 7 will be written as we did here. So that's kind of very important, since I've seen in test papers many times we just write number of the favorable events rather than writing the outcomes as listed here. So be careful about it. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps you to understand the concept. Thank you and all the best.